One of the things I've done in all of my business life is pursued something I just call collective intelligence. We as a group are a lot smarter than any one of us by ourselves. So if you like what you see today, and you use it, and you have some ideas, or you have some questions, I'd like to create an interactive opportunity so that maybe you give me an idea that I hadn't thought about, and then I can share it with everybody else that's using the system. And so we can make this little thing our thing. Why do you need a forecast? What do you think? Any ideas why you need a forecast if you're a starting entrepreneur? Yes, ma'am.
If you don't know where you're going, you'll get there.
Yes, that's a great one. Yeah, as a roadmap.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Maybe for investors.
Yes. Yeah. Why for investors?
Well, they want to see how they're going to get their money back.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody else?
Like anything, it's not growing, it's dying. So if this is truly something that you want to engage in, if you're not measuring some sort of growth, then ultimately it's just a hobby. It's not real. I mean, this is for entrepreneurs, right? So.
Yeah. All of those are true, and I look at it three ways. That helps with this idea of generating enthusiasm when you're small. It's very easy to have a lot of enthusiasm when you're making lots of money. And believe me, I've had years where I made lots of money, and I've had years where I've lost lots of money. Okay, so these are real numbers. You all can see the screen. This is happy living as we got started. 2015, $584 in revenue. That's not profit, that's revenue. The following year, 2338. That's 2000. This isn't a trick with comma 3 zeros missing. This is the revenue, $2,000. And so I had an investor. I have investors. When I sold my company, I started Happy Living, and those people that were with me, I bought a few of them out, but most of them are still with me. So I have investors in Happy Living that are sharing in this whopping revenue that I'm showing you right now. And one guy, we all made a lot of money in the first business, so everybody's pretty happy. But he looked at this business, what are you doing? You're writing a blog? You're going to try to write books? How the hell are you going to make any money? And what have you made so far? Well, I made $2,300 dollars in revenue. And so he wanted out until I showed him this plan. And we're going to walk through this plan, but you can see I could justify to him, and we'll go through it. In 2017, $15,000. In 2018, $74,000. In 2019, $250,000. And now all of a sudden it starts to get interesting. And so if I can have a forecast where I can convince people that this is the direction we're going, and I say to him, in this case, just stay in. Don't take your money out. Or in your case, put money in. I need $50,000, and if you give me $50,000, you can have 40% of this business. Now you've got a story to tell. That's one major reason to create investor interest when you're small. Partners and employees. So I recruited my son. I said, Kyle, hey, come work to me for Happy Living. And he gets paid a small salary, but that's not why he joined us. He joined us because he hopes one day that he can be participating in this long-term revenue that we have planned for. The third one is your own spirits. Someday when I can't control my ego, I'm saying, where the hell is the revenue? Why can't I sell books? Why can't I do A, B, and C, and D? And I can come back to here and I can convince myself that, hey, if we are hitting the metrics, if we're getting the growth where we like it, it's going to come. And so it gives me as an entrepreneur that extra confidence that, hey, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing it for the right reasons, and I can tell you all, if you haven't done the entrepreneurial route, it's hard. It is not easy to create something out of nothing. It's really, really a hard thing to do. But there's nothing, just give me goosebumps to think about it. There's nothing better in the world than doing your own thing. So that's why I think you need it, is to create enthusiasm while you're small. Then when you're growing, it's a matter of keeping track of things, and you still need it, but it shifts its purpose. And so right now, I need it because we're small. And so as I start thinking about our business and how we're going to make money, one of the revenue exponents is our community size. The more people in our community, the more people we can talk to on a regular basis, and then we have something to sell. That's a big part of our business and the way we can make money. Book titles. So I'm writing books. We're also publishing other people's books. We have 4 books now in the hopper, and those books are in paperback. They're in ebooks. They're in this one. We have an audio book. We also have it in Spanish. We're playing with the idea of multi-country languages and all that. Not just for our books, but also potentially our blog posts, because the language barrier is a real issue. If we can cross that barrier, that's a big deal. It's a big opportunity for us. So the book titles, it's not just the titles, but it's also the formats. And the formats can be audio, audio, paperback, and then also multiple languages that we're looking at. Website products. We haven't done any yet, but that's one of the things that's in my mind. Maybe t-shirts or hats, or we don't know exactly what. But if we create this community, we can sell stuff to the community. In addition to that, we're affiliate sales. So I mentioned something about Dry Farm Wines. We just made an affiliate program with these guys that are making all natural, beautiful wines that won't give you a headache. Sugar-free, they're delicious. And so I like them, we're promoting them, we're working with these guys, and we can create a revenue stream from that. And again, all of those revenue exponents, they all play off one another. If we have a community size of 3,000, and we've got 4 books right now with 2 titles each, that creates 3,000 times 8 opportunities for sales. If we then grow to 6,000 the next year, that new growth and our old products all create new revenue. And so what you'll see when we put this thing together in the Excel spreadsheet is you create this exponential growth opportunity where the number of sales increases exponentially. The number of potential sales increases exponentially based on these revenue exponents. Does that make sense?
Did you start with a single product that you felt would deliver vitally? Or did you originally start with a plan of kind of branching out, diversifying?
No, I started with no plan and no idea where the hell we were going.
I mean, you wrote a book.
But I didn't start that way. I started writing a blog post. And that's the other, I've written lots of business plans, and one of the things that I think people really stumble with is they don't know what's going to happen. I had a partner in my other business. He said, how can you forecast, for example, I just had up there, how can you forecast going from $2,000 to $15,000 and then to $75,000? You don't know if that's going to happen, and you don't know if it's going to happen the way you've got it set here. Well, of course we don't know. It's the future. You can't know. It's your best guess. It's what you think can happen. And we'll get into some of the details. It's based on facts and trends and assets and certain things, but it's also based on a hunch. And that's fine. And what I can tell you for sure is it won't go according to your plan. There's no way it'll go according to your plan. It can't. It's impossible. But if you're tracking it, you can start to adjust to it. And I'll give you an example. Our book sales are slower, and I have no idea we're going to be making wine sales. So you see in all my big whopping revenue that we have right now. I just had a check show up the other day for $136 for wine sales. Wasn't a part of my plan. I could have never even thought of. There's no way I could have comprehended we were going to be pitching wine when we started Happy Living, although wine does make me happy. The other thing where we couldn't have imagined, we're going to be hosting a theatrical performance in Sacramento. And we're going to be selling theater tickets to Happy Living events. I could never have imagined that. So that's not a part of my plan I'm showing you here today. And the areas that I'm slipping, that we're not up to snuff. For example, in 2017 we were supposed to have introduced a premium website. We haven't done it yet. And we're going to introduce products. We haven't done that yet. But now I've got ticket sales, and I've got wine sales, and I got other stuff. So it's a guideline for us to go, and it's something that we can measure as we're going. And Kyle can measure with me. We can work on it together. We can see it together. We can adjust together. And that way we can know if as we're making progress, where we need to redouble our efforts. One of the things you need to think of is what assets or potential assets can you use to build your business. So our list is, we have our website. That's an asset. That's something, that's a tangible thing that we're working on that we can use for revenue generation. We have our books, our titles and formats. We have affiliate programs. We have trademarks and licensing. We own the trademark for Inspiration into Action. We own the trademark for my book, The Belief Roadmap. We own a trademark for a product we call Blog Theater. Blog Theater is a new concept we put together that has an actor interpreting one of our blog posts and delivering like a 10-minute audio-only spoken word performance. It's great, fun stuff. And so we've got that trademarked also. I don't know how I'm going to monetize, or if I'll ever be able to monetize the trademark. And so I just, on the Lurch, I just filed for them and I got them. What I'm hoping is that we'll build a licensing rights to some of our stuff after we start getting bigger, we get into where we're making money and we have a name and a presence. So that was kind of a hedge. Talks and webinars. So that's another thing that we consider an asset. I've got a whole host of talks. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you on our site one of the things. This talk that I'm giving right now is right there. You just go grab it and watch it. So, but these are all, anytime we do something, we're trying to record it, we're trying to keep it, we're trying to put it in a library that we can then repurpose it for who knows exactly what. An example of our blog post being turned into an asset that can be used for sale. The Belief Roadmap book that we're giving to you in a PDF form started off as a series of blog posts about my personal philosophies, or what we call our 7 foundations of health: physical fitness, mental fitness, spiritual fitness, financial fitness, love, adventure, and significance. So I've written blog posts, we packaged those into a book, and now we're selling the book. Yes, ma'am.
Well, just wondering if you can monetize on the trademarks yet, but how do you then list them as assets?
Well, so I said assets or potential assets. So in all of my assets, none of this is making much money now. Our website's free, but our plan is that we'll create a premium website. And so we'll create revenue out of that plan. Okay, so these are things that in my mind or in my son's mind that we say, hey, these things have value or have the potential to have value enough that somebody might someday want to actually pay for it.
Yeah.
Now, when we started writing our first blog post, you guys know there's an economic law called Metcalfe's Law. Anybody heard of Metcalfe's Law? It's a great law. The way they describe it is with a fax machine. The value of a single fax machine is basically zero. You can't do anything with it. It's paperweight. But if there's two fax machines in the network, it has more value. And the value of that network is exponentially more valuable based on the size of each growing member. So you have 1 million people in the network now, the fax machines are really valuable. And so when we first made our first piece of content, there's no value there. We now have like 350 unique blog posts. And someday we'll have 1,000, someday we'll have 5,000. That content all by itself is an asset that we may be able to monetize. We may be able to sell it.
And you can, because I was applying for a business loan, and when that question come up with assets, I was like 0. Because I couldn't think of anything, and I didn't apply for the loan.
Well, so come up with things that you can think of, and then sell them like I'm doing like right now, that they're real. These are really important, and these are really real. Part of applying for a loan or applying for investors is having a convincing story that you can share with somebody, and you can walk them through, and they can believe it. And if they believe it, then you've got a good story.